Hello YouTube, back again with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about some tips for doing photo studies. Now, you guys may be asking, why on earth would you want to be doing photo studies when you could just draw whatever that comes to mind? While I did make a video on why you guys should be doing more photo studies that you all should really check out, I thought, why not? Let's make a video on how to go about doing these photo studies. I don't know how many tips I'm going to be doing since I'm still technically writing the script as I'm reading this for this video, but stick around and hopefully this will help you guys. Okay, the first tip that I'm going to say is to get rid of the white background as soon as possible. When I'm starting a piece, I usually start with a loose sketch, or if I'm feeling in the zone, I immediately start putting down colors. But when you get that initial sketch down, try to remove the white background with the main color or vibe you're trying to achieve for this piece. I say this because all colors are relative to what they're next to, so if you paint over a white background, you might end up with a color palette that is not too cohesive. And along the lines of that, it also leads to my next tip, to use and abuse the lasso tool. While you are getting rid of the background, using the lasso tool can help in sectioning off certain areas like the foreground, midground, and background. Just know that as a common rule of thumb, things closer to the background tend to be a bit more fuzzier and lighter compared to things in the foreground. But it all depends on what you're trying to focus on and what you're trying to convey. In this piece, the background is blurred out, so I didn't have to put in so much effort into the intricate details since the focus is on the person in the foreground. Also, do not worry about making it look exactly like the photo. These are photo studies, not photocopies, so don't worry about making it one for one like the photo reference. You could try go for like a hyper realism if you're trying to practice your skill in actually seeing what you're drawing, but don't be afraid to add a bit of your own flair to what you're doing. Like, you can make it look like an anime style if you want it, or you can make it look like a semi-realistic thing. Sam Does Art is the best example of this because he keeps the idea of the photo study while adding his own flair to it. And on top of that, doing stylized photo studies will sort of help in style in the long run since you are selectively choosing certain aspects to either exaggerate or to admit to convey a certain feeling. Next, I would say to keep your investment very low when starting a piece. There will be times when you're starting a piece and it's gonna look like absolute trash, and it may even discourage you from working, especially when you've already been working on it for say like a considerable amount of time. But never be afraid to scrap what you've done and start over. I've had many pieces in which I've been working on for like 2 days and ultimately scrapped it because it was not going in the right direction or the direction I wanted it to go to. Hence why I sometimes tell beginners to not worry if the painting looks ugly in the beginning or if it's not looking the way you were trying to paint. Once again, just keep the investment a bit low. Trust the process, and if it's not going the way you want, just start again. Don't worry about all those beginning mistakes or beginning strokes. It will all come through patience and experience. Next, look away from the piece for a bit and come back. When working on any piece, your eyes will slowly adjust to what you're doing, or in other words, your eyes will sort of lose their freshness in a way. So it may be a good idea to step away from what you're painting and come back later with a new set of eyes, if that is the right way to describe it. It's sort of the reason why people always say to flip your canvas, because you will catch the mistakes, because that instantly makes you, it makes your eyes see the mistakes much clearer. Just take a break before posting it, especially before posting it, because sometimes you have that hype, that energy that when you finish a painting, you just want to post it to Instagram or whatever social media you use and just get those likes. But sometimes you may catch yourself, like you may have done a mistake that you didn't realize before because your eyes just didn't see it. So I'll definitely say after some time, just step out, just put it to the side for a bit and come back with a new fresh pair of eyes and see those mistakes and work on it again. Now this next tip, I'm gonna have a huge asterisk next to it since in all honesty, from time to time I do this, but if possible, try not to color pick. I do this here and there. In fact, I think I color picked for this piece that I'm doing right now. I don't know. I think I did. With that being said, you could completely ignore everything that I'm going to say, but if you can refrain from color picking, you'll sort of get an idea for choosing colors accurately. There may be an occasion in which you are painting something or drawing something that may not have an accurate reference, and at that point you would want to have built up enough skill in choosing good color combinations, because once you have a good eye at picking right colors, you won't necessarily always need a reference, because as I said, the reference for what you're trying to paint may not exist, but the idea or thematically, it's still in your head. So if possible, try not to color pick. You could still do it, honestly. There's no rule saying you shouldn't, but if you want to get better at picking colors, yeah, I would just say manually eyeball it and accurate pick it from there. So to recap, the tips are just get rid of the white background as soon as possible, use and abuse the lasso tool, don't worry about making it look exactly like the photo, keep your investment low when starting the painting, and try to look away from the piece and come back for a bit so you get a new fresh pair of eyes, and try not to color pick if you can help it. So yeah, that is the video. I did not want to upload this speed painting by itself because I realized speed paintings by themselves don't really sell, if that makes sense. It's not enough to get people to come over, so these tips were, I guess, sort of a caveat so people could come and look at this video. This photo study took me about 4 or 5 hours to do. I hope to gain speed when doing so, when doing these photo studies. I sort of liked how this came out, but yeah, if you liked the piece, if you cared for the tips, I hope you liked them. I hope they helped. Consider subscribing if you want to see more art videos, more artist analysis, and whatever I may talk about in the future. Like and comment if you so please to do so, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.